Ah, you really thought the game was over? Ha! Oh no, my friend. It was just getting started. While they were busy watching the clock, you were rewriting time. While they mocked, doubted, and walked away, you were setting up the perfect checkmate. Not just a move, not just a win, but a moment so sharp, so brilliant. Even chess grandmasters had to lower their heads in shame and walk away defeated. This isn't about chess. This is about you, the underestimated, the overlooked, the misunderstood soul who rose from the ashes with nothing but madness in the heart and fire in the eyes. This is about that one beautiful savage moment where you didn't just prove them wrong, you made them speechless. Life doesn't ask for your permission before throwing you into the game. One day you just find yourself on the board. The pieces are set, the clock is ticking, and the world, it's watching. But here's the punchline, the biggest joke of all. They never told you that you were the one holding the pieces. Everyone around you is screaming instructions, trying to be your coach, your enemy, your opponent, sometimes even your audience. But deep inside you know the truth. You are the one in control. This isn't their board, it's yours. And every move you make matters more than the breath they waste trying to discourage you. It's easy to think you're powerless when life keeps cornering you, when all you see are walls instead of doors, when the same routine spins like a record stuck in misery. But stop. Take a deep breath. Can you feel that? That fire, that energy rising in your gut? That's not weakness. That's your inner voice, the one that refuses to kneel. It's whispering something powerful. You were born to play this game like no one ever had. You see, every pawn, no matter how small, has the power to transform. But not everyone believes in that transformation. Not everyone sees it coming. The ones who laugh at you, ignore you, reject you, they don't see the storm inside your soul. But you know. You've always known. You've felt it in your bones every time life tried to shove you off the edge. That weight, that pain, that burning sensation in your chest. It wasn't there to crush you. It was building your momentum, preparing you for your next move. And life, oh life, it doesn't play fair. Sometimes it will send all your pieces flying in every direction. Your dreams shattered, your plans demolished, your trust broken into a million jagged fragments. And still, in the middle of that mess, you're expected to keep playing. But what if that mess isn't the end? What if it's your beginning? What if it's your moment to rise, collect the broken pieces of your courage, and create a new board from your scars? Yes, it's scary, yes, it's lonely, but power doesn't come from comfort. It comes from standing tall when everything around you screams fall. It comes from making the boldest move when your hands are shaking, your heart is breaking, and yet you push forward anyway. That's the joker inside you, not the villain, but the mad genius who turns pain into precision, chaos into clarity, and doubt into a daring checkmate. Life is your game. You can play safe and be forgotten, or you can risk everything and be remembered forever. So, what's it gonna be? Are you going to sit back and let the world play you? Or are you going to grip those pieces tight and rewrite every rule they ever forced on you? Every storm starts in silence. Every earthquake begins deep beneath the surface where no eyes can see. And that's exactly where you've been. Beneath the noise, behind the curtain, underestimated, dismissed. The world didn't see you, They looked past you like you were invisible, like your presence didn't matter, like your dreams were just scribbles on a wall no one would ever read. But what they didn't know, what they never imagined, was that your silence was not surrender. It was preparation. They laughed. Oh yes, they laughed. They whispered behind your back, mocked your passion, called your ambition unrealistic, even foolish. But you didn't fight back with noise. You didn't scream for attention. You didn't beg them to believe in you. No, you simply kept moving, quietly, smartly, like a shadow sharpening its edge in the dark. Every insult they threw, you caught it and turned it into fuel. Every door slammed in your face, you memorized the blueprint and built your own house. You see, when people underestimate you, they expose themselves. They show their weakness, their inability to see beyond the surface. They assume that if you're not loud, you must be lost. That if you don't shine like them, you must be dull. But diamonds don't beg for attention. They are forged in pressure, in silence, in darkness. And you were being shaped in the fire of solitude. The pain they gave you, you didn't waste it. You took that pain and melted it into power. You took rejection and reshaped it into redirection. You learned, you studied, you evolved. Like a chess grandmaster watching from the sidelines, not making a sound until one day you stepped onto the board and changed the whole game. They thought you didn't know how to play. They thought you'd give up before the fight even started. But they never noticed the fire in your eyes, the storm behind your smile. And when you made your move, not loud, not messy, but deadly and precise, it was already too late for them. Your checkmate wasn't just a victory, it was a revelation, a truth too sharp to ignore, that the one they ignored had become the one they feared. Now they stare in disbelief, their pride shattered, their confidence crushed, because they didn't just lose a game, they lost to someone they thought was beneath them. That's the beauty of being underestimated. It gives you the power of surprise, the luxury of patience, and the silence of strategy. And when you strike, you don't just win, you rewrite their perception of reality. So let them doubt you, let them mock, let them label you as nothing. Because when the world forgets your name, you get to choose what it will mean when they finally remember it. And they will remember. Oh, they will. Not because you screamed the loudest, but because when it mattered most, you whispered checkmate, and the whole room went silent. Rules, the invisible chains wrapped around our minds since the moment we're born. Sit here, speak softly, obey authority, dream within reason, fit in, stay small, don't challenge the system, don't question the order. And like blindfolded puppets, we follow. We play the role, we color inside the lines. We bow to expectations, but deep inside something itches, something burns. A voice, chaotic and loud, keeps screaming, "This isn't me." That voice, my friend, is your joker. The joker doesn't obey, he doesn't live to fit in. He exists to wake people up, to tear apart every limitation dressed up as a law, and not because he's evil, but because he's free. And that's what you are meant to be, free, unchained, uncaged, wild in your purpose, fearless in your pursuit. The world is addicted to rules because it fears disorder, but the joker, He finds his clarity in chaos. While others are busy building boxes, he's dancing outside them. Not lost, but fully aware. You were never born to walk someone else's straight line. You were born to twist, turn, leap, and fly, to break patterns, to question the script, to flip the table and laugh while doing it. They call you crazy. They say you're difficult. But what they really mean is you make them uncomfortable. You're not predictable. You don't move how they expect. You don't shrink to make others feel secure. And that, right there, is your superpower. The Joker in you knows the truth, that real change doesn't come from following the rules. It comes from redefining the entire game. Think about it. Every great mind in history, every revolutionary, every legend was once called a madman, not because they were wrong, but because they saw what others couldn't. They had the courage to act while the rest were too afraid to think. And when the world finally caught up, it called them genius. So go ahead, be misunderstood, be the storm in the middle of their calm. Be the spark that lights the fire in rooms filled with cold conformity. When they say this is how it's always been done, you smile and say not anymore. Because you don't exist to repeat history. You exist to create it. And when you walk into the room, don't lower your volume. Let your presence speak louder than their rules. Walk like you own the floor. Think like you invented the sky. You don't need their map. You're building your own kingdom. The Joker never plays by the rules because he knows something most people never understand. True greatness can never be tamed. It lives beyond the lines. It breathes in rebellion. It thrives in freedom. You are that greatness. You are the wild card. And when they try to control you, just smile, tilt your head and say, I'm not part of your game. I'm rewriting the story. Pain. The most unwanted guest in the house of life. It walks in uninvited, sits beside you without asking, whispers in your ear when the world has gone silent, and tightens its grip until breathing feels like breaking. But here's the truth they won't tell you. Pain doesn't come to destroy you, it comes to transform you. It's not your enemy, it's your sharpest teacher. And every time it struck you, it wasn't to crush your spirit, it was sculpting your strength. There were nights you cried without sound, hoping someone would hear your silence. Days when you walked like a ghost among the living, carrying wounds no one could see. You looked up to the sky, whispering, why me? And the only answer was the echo of your heartbeat, reminding you that you were still alive, still standing, still breathing, still here. That heartbeat, that was your spirit refusing to surrender. Pain didn't just hurt you, it educated you. It taught you who you really are when the applause disappears, when the fake friends fall away, when the spotlight goes dark. It taught you to trust your feet, even when the ground felt like it was cracking. It forced you to meet the version of yourself that only awakens under fire. And oh, what a powerful version that is. Not clean, not pretty, but real, raw, relentless, good. Basta You learned patience in the waiting rooms of disappointment. You discovered self-worth in the mirror of rejection. And when love walked away, when comfort betrayed you, when hope seemed like a myth, you didn't vanish. You adapted. You cried yes. You fell yes. But you got back up with wisdom dripping from your wounds. And that wisdom, no school, no book, no mentor could ever give you that. The ones who've never tasted real pain will never understand real power. They live at the surface, afraid of depth, terrified of truth. But not you. You dove into the darkness. You embraced the agony. And instead of running from your scars, you studied them. You listened. You grew. And now you wear them like medals. Not because you're proud of the suffering, but because you survived it. People may see your calm and call it peace, but only you know it was forged in chaos. Only you understand the quiet confidence of someone who has lost it all and still found the courage to rebuild. They can't shake you because you've already shaken hands with despair. They can't break you because you were born from the broken. So the next time pain knocks on your door, don't fear it. Welcome it with the knowing eyes of a warrior. Sit across from it like an old friend. Learn from it. Rise through it. Because pain doesn't come to take. It comes to give. And what it gives you is a version of yourself so strong, so unshakable, so bold, that even the world's hardest hits won't dare come close again. There's a moment in every warrior's life when time slows down, the air thickens, the noise fades, and everything that once felt chaotic falls into perfect alignment. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, it's not filled with cheers or applause. It's quiet, powerfully quiet, like a storm that has already passed, leaving only the wreckage behind. Like a silence so deep, so sharp, it pierces the pride of those who doubted you. You've been preparing for this move all your life. Every heartbreak, every failure, every sleepless night, it all led you here. This wasn't luck. This wasn't chance. This was warfare disguised as wisdom. You weren't rushing like the others. You weren't chasing shadows or screaming for validation. You were watching, waiting, calculating. One move at a time. While they laughed, you studied. While they mocked, you sharpened. And when the moment came, your hand didn't tremble. It moved with the precision of a king who had already claimed his throne in silence. You didn't announce your greatness. You didn't need to. You let the world speak over you while you moved beneath them. You let them forget you, ignore you, walk past you. And then when the board was set and the final piece aligned, you made your move. Not to impress them, but to express who you've become. Checkmate. No fireworks, no confetti, just pure, perfect silence. Because the real victories aren't the ones shouted from rooftops. They are the ones that leave the room breathless, that force your enemies to sit in the aftermath, wondering how they missed the rise of a storm brewing right beneath their noses. That's what your checkmate did. It didn't just win the game, it shattered their illusion. You see, real power isn't loud. It doesn't boast. It doesn't need permission. It commands without a sound, and in that moment, when your hand touched the final piece, you weren't just playing a game. You were rewriting the ending of a story they thought they'd already finished. That's the kind of silence that humbles even the proudest players. The kind that makes chess grandmasters pack up their pieces in shame. Not because you were lucky, but because you were lethal. And now they look at you differently. The same people who ignored you now replay your every move, trying to decode the genius they couldn't see before. But it's too late. The game is over. The crown is yours, and the board, it will never forget your touch. So wear that silence like armor. It's louder than any scream. It's deeper than any applause. It's the sound of victory earned through 1,000 losses, 1,000,000 mistakes, and one perfect moment. Let that silence echo in every room you walk into. Let it remind them that the ones they overlook are the ones who return to rule. And just like that, checkmate. Not with noise, not with applause, but with the kind of silence that burns into memory forever. You didn't just win, you made history in their minds. The same world that ignored you now whispers your name like a legend. You moved with purpose, you rose with pain, and you proved that the Joker never needed a crown, just the right moment to strike. So keep playing your game, keep breaking their patterns, keep dancing in the fire with that wicked grin. Because when you move, the world watches.